Hi, I'm Natty Montella. Welcome back. I'm your language expert here to talk to you today about reductions. Okay, now if you haven't heard about reductions, don't freak out. I've got you. This is what we're going to talk about today. It's a pretty big topic, and if you haven't heard of this, you might want to take some notes. So first thing to know is that there are different structures to language that determine how the syllables or how the stress or the timing of the language goes. There are some languages that are divide up and speak each and every syllable equally. English is not one of those languages. So some of the feedback that I get from clients is, number one, English is super hard to listen to. It can be for that very reason, because instead of dividing all of our words equally, we're going to put some words together that aren't as important, don't carry as much meaning, and then the words that are really important, we're going to make them loud and clear. And so it gets really tricky to listen to because some of our words are super clear and enunciated, and then other words, well, they kind of go together. For example, because of, instead of because of. Sounds like one word instead of two. Now, you can even get strings of 5 words where this happens, and then it gets even harder. So the first thing to know about this is you are not speaking a language that is syllable timed. English is stress timed, so it's going to look and sound very different. Second thing is, this is not because we don't speak it correctly as native speakers. This is actually the structure of our language. Number 3, do you have to learn to speak like this? No, you don't have to. It is the structure of the language, though, so it is useful in terms of communicating with other people and being understood, especially when you're really going to fine-tune your English. It's really important to learn about stress timing, about how reductions are made, and how that really kind of translates into the flow of you speaking. The other thing that's almost indispensable, essential, super important is that you need to learn this so that you can hear and that you can really understand and comprehend 100% of what people are saying. So one of the things I recommend for this is, number one, you can look up casual reductions. So you'll have some like want to, wanna, okay, going to, gonna. So you can look these up, and there's a ton of memes online that are available for this. That's one option. The other thing is there are actual rules for other types of reductions, and those are actually covered, and I'll put the link into the comments of this video so you can check that out too. There are 3 basic ones that I cover, and they'll really help you in terms of listening and also the flow of your speaking. So when you're looking at this and deciding, okay, so reductions, and now I've learned about this, I have a couple of options, but wait a second, Nathy, isn't saying gonna, isn't that kind of casual? And yes, absolutely. Now I'm going to admit to you, when I was growing up, that was forbidden. We did not say gonna unless you were playing with your cousins, maybe your friends, and it was a really casual atmosphere. That has changed. And one of the kickbacks that I hear from a lot of people is, oh, it means you guys aren't talking well anymore. Not necessarily. Language evolves, so this is part of the evolution of English. So, 20 years ago when I was starting my career, gonna was not something I would use in the classroom, and now it's indispensable because it doesn't matter if I go onto TED Talk, if I'm listening to the news, or if I'm listening to politicians, etc. It doesn't matter. Everyone uses these, and it's an identifiable part that to a native speaker, when we hear you use it, we go, click. I understand exactly what they said. Okay, that's the first part. And like I said before, not to be redundant, but this really helps you in terms of your listening. So if you're able to understand these reductions, even if you choose not to say wanna or gonna, that's fine and fair enough. But at least you'll have a much clearer understanding of how to listen for it. So that is your mini lesson. Part 1 on reductions. Go ahead and do some research and some practice, and I will see you back here soon. Thank you so much.